in their armada of warships over by Syria, you surely must know that there are 30 Yacht Hunt missiles that Russia has moved into Syria. You are aware of this. I hope that you understand what this missile is. You've got to go on the website and look at what it does. It travels 3 times the speed of sound. There is no way that America's warships that are near Syria are going to be able to stop it before they get wiped out. And there are 30 of them already. They've been moved in there when the Russians went in with their ships just recently. Every bit of this is in preparation for what they know is going to be inevitable. It will not take place this month nor next month. The elite want it to take place later on up into 2012. It is all a part of their program, and I'll give you now the personal opinion of my elitist friend. He went on to say what they want. They do not want America to have the first strike. They don't want Israel to have the first strike. They want Iran to have it because they're going to be so intimidated. But then he said, Lindsey, I believe this will be, and his words, he didn't get this behind closed doors. He believes this personally himself. He said, Lindsey, I believe this is going to be the beginning of World War III. But that was his personal opinion.
Now, that's an insider. So he's already know that this stuff can get real hot. And listen, power is an aphrodisiac. It intoxicates you. So much so that once you have it, you can't what? You can't let it go. I mean, it's just like dope. People don't just say, I'm gonna get power up. Most people that they have power, they die with their boots on. Mayor Dillon died with his what? Old man. And I ain't talking about the son.
Off the cuff from what he heard behind closed doors.
Well, the Rand Corporation said 2 years ago they want something bigger than a regional war to distract the global implosion and the banking takeover. They need that. And it actually then leaked out after Debka and others reported it that, there may be a strike, but the Pentagon thinks it's a year until they get a nuke or whatever. But then Netanyahu wants it earlier because of political elections and things. But certainly they've got special forces and others blowing stuff up, killing people all over Iran. That's now confirmed. They've got spy planes, I've been told, not just surveilling, but dropping bombs. Bombs are being dropped. There's satellite photos of giant craters at these sites, the missile site and others. So they are trying to they tried to kill Ahmadinejad, who was scheduled to be there last week. That happened a week and a half ago at that missile base. That's been confirmed now. He'll drive over a bridge, and the bridge blows up behind him or right in front of him. They're moving his schedule around to stop it, but the point is, they're trying to get him to it.
He is the president of what? Iran. He drives across the bridge blows behind him. All types of stuff jump off. And this is in what? His own country. Right. So how long do you think, somebody run around doing that stuff in your house and say, listen, you got to go. I'm going to lock him what? Load on you. So you can see then they're pushing, they put a lot of pressure. See, and they want them to fire the first shot. The next thing you know, they wave the flag. We all off the war. War. Now you understand how it's done.
Attack. And the mood is to attack because, yes, they want to be able to say that. But they could, as your elitist source, say anything about them staging something to blame it on Iran and say Iran did something first. Because Iran's certainly getting mad. They're now saying, okay, we'll block the Strait of Hormuz.
What was indicated to me is that they're going to intimidate, they're going to harass, they'll do anything in their power in order to get Iran so angry that they will shoot the first shot. Now keep in mind that 40% of the world's oil supply on any day travels through the Strait of Hormuz. And the moment that there is a conflict with Iran, between Iran and anybody else, whether it be Syria or America or Israel or whatever it may be, the Strait of Hormuz is cut off. Now let me go back a moment and clarify something. I have not been on your show for 5 months, Alex, so there's a number of things I haven't had an opportunity to say. The last time I appeared on your show on June the 22nd of 2011, I made the statement that crude oil prices were going to $150 to $200 a barrel.
Well, once they go to war, oil is going to go up to what? To the roof. Okay, I'm going to fast forward. I want to get to a point now.
The nation's most precious legacy. To order your Liberty blankets, order today.
For those of you who have just tuned in to the Alex Jones Show on Genesis, may I say that a number of years ago, the reason I know this material is because I was invited to be the chaplain of the elite of the world for a 3-year period. I kept in touch with some of those people who are now in their 70s and 80s. and they have personally given me this information, is the only way I have any access to it. And Alex, you're exactly right. They even talk about you, by the way, in those meetings, Alex. I could tell you some things. I will off the air someday. But they took the price of gasoline up. They saw that to fill up an SUV, it costs $100. Too many people were waking up, and it kind of hurt my credibility a little bit. When he told me, he said, "Well, Chaplain, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to take it." Now, I'll tell you this, though. It is going to go up to $150 to $200 a barrel, and when it does, it is going to take place literally overnight. They will do it at a point.
It'll be suddenly, it'll be swift, just like it said, suddenly what? Suddenly they came away from where? Heaven, just suddenly. See, this thing is going to catch most people by unsurprised because they don't understand what's taking place. I got a few more things I'm going to open up.
That will be most unexpected. Why, please, why do they not want war with Iran until September, October of 2012?
It is.
There's a reason why. Our President Barack Hussein Obama, Mr. Obama is in trouble. He's their man. He's doing everything that they want done, even though, earlier they said McCain was their man, but they've gotten Obama in line with everything they wanted to do with it. And now he's in trouble. The economy is in trouble. The unemployment rate is horrifying. People are mad as can be. They must find a way to get him back in office. Now, do you realize that the election is in November of 2012? September or October, how close are you to it? You undoubtedly know from history, if you're a history student, no sitting president has ever lost an election in a time of a declared war or an emergency.
October surprise.
That's exactly what they want, and they're doing it intentionally.
Well, that makes sense. It's always hiding in plain view. They want an October surprise for Obama, who looked tough, and the neocons have said, strike Iran, you'll be reelected. He strikes 2 months before. Then we go into the Great Depression. It's the Iranians' fault.
Yes, I'm going to stick my neck way out. We will not have war with Iran this month or next month, even though our warships are all the way over there. Russia is mad as can.
So now you understand. So now you can understand. Now with all of this, you go back and see that war horse was not a what? Was an accident. They are systematically what? Planning this stuff, just like you systematically plot this stuff. Here's the script. Who should be war horses? You probably don't understand there's going to be a war in the next 12 months. But all of this stuff is to build these folks what?
Patriotism.
Patriotism is slowly building. And they're going to forget about their house foreclosed, the wife that left them, they're sleeping in the car. They're talking, let's get them, Mama, let's get them. You ain't got a house to stay in. What you about to fight for? The bank took your money. You're talking about fighting somewhere.
I was thinking about what you had said, because every 7 years, Christmas falls on a Sunday. And you had just talked about how when they're getting ready to change up the money, they're going to take a banking holiday, and it'll probably be on a Monday. And even, I'm looking at the principle of what you said, because Monday, December 26th, was the holiday.
That's right.
And everything was closed. And I was thinking to myself, well, why did they do it on a Monday when they could have did it that Friday? But it's a setup for what's to come. And the first thing I thought about was, is this going to be this Monday? Dr. Ward, what he talking about? And Yahweh said, no, but I'm showing you a principle of what's going to happen. Because Monday was actually the holiday. The banks was closed.
Exactly.
Everything was closed on December the 26th.
3 days it was closed.
And
Saturday,
tomorrow is
Sunday,
the
and
holiday
Monday.
for New Year's.
Huh? And tomorrow's holiday.
And tomorrow's a holiday for New Year's.
Yes.
So that's the set. Now that's Yahweh will work in threes. So the first one was Christmas. The second one was the fake New Year, because we know the New Year is really April 1st. Today was the day the slaves were free. So that third go round, it could be the day that you're talking about.
Yeah,
we don't know when that's going to happen.
Exactly. But he did say it'll happen over a weekend or a weekend holiday while you out picnicking somewhere.
Yeah.
So you get back here, get back, and all of a sudden they tell you, 40% reduction. And you don't understand what it is. You go to your checking account, they say, listen, you $4,000 short. You got with $6,000, don't come in with no mess.
And every time the Federal Reserve closes a bank, they always do it Friday.
Exactly.
At the end of the closing.
At the end of the closing day,
And a bank that I was dealing with, I just happened to call him, I think it was like July 29th on a Friday, because we had just did a transaction, you know, talked to the bank I was dealing with, and the lady and the receptionist answered the phone, and I asked her if this bank was in, and she said no, because I also got a letter stating that the bank had been sold and was closing. She told me, because I've been dealing with it for a while. She said that the employees had gotten a notice 30 days ago that when I call back Monday, their phone number is going to be out and it'll be something totally, it'll be an 800 number, which it was. But I just happened to talk to her that Friday. But she said, and I said, well, what's going to happen to everybody? I said, is this new bank going to keep it in y'all? She said, no. The whole branch gone. Bottom line is, she said they knew 30 days ago, but they could not tell any customers. I think it's some kind of federal law or something.
Right.
It's legal if they warn the customers. So a lot of these banks
take their damn money,
and the
right.
employees are going to know that the bank is going to close, and they may get notice about the 40% reduction. But by law, they cannot tell
That's what
the
happens.
customers. And sure enough, when I called back there Monday, that number I've been down for years, it was now 800 number.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the 800 number didn't even say their name. It just said punch 1 for checking, punch 2 for commercial banking, because they had split the bank up and sold the checking part to some bank here in Illinois, and the main bank that had bought it, they say they bought it along with the Federal Reserve. They're based in Indiana. So they kept the other part, but I'm just saying, it was just all that. What if I hadn't called that Monday, and then I called, and then I get an 800 number, and then so I pressed the commercial banking number, which took me to the main bank in Indiana. And that lady was real nice, and I said, well, it is so-and-so. She said, she said she didn't even know those people, because see, my bank was here in Illinois. She didn't even know any of them. She just knew that they had took over the bank. But I said, well, you don't have a number for them? She said, no. I said, so what does that mean? They all gone? And just, she said, yes, because she said they didn't keep any of the employees
What happened to your
from my bank.
Is your account okay?
No, I don't keep no bank money there. I own some real estate, and you know what? How the way Yahweh saved me, I had did a short sale, and it closed November the 11th, and the bank closed 2 weeks later. Because I was calling the guy about the short sale. Well, it was done and finished. 2 weeks later, I just made it.
That's right.
So if you hadn't made it, what would have happened?
Yeah, deal with the new owner.
Well, see what happens. I had already cut a deal with the existing bank that, once we do the short sale, whatever that excess is, they would forgive the difference. But if the new bank had taken over before I did the short sale, they may or may not have been obligated to honor
The contract.
that, and they probably would have started, well, we don't know you, and we don't know if we're going to do that or not. See, I always get myself right. But I would have been starting all over with somebody in a different state, so